So this winter I'm doing a carnivore diet. No dairy, no eggs, just animal flesh and broth, which is like dissolved, not flesh, but dissolved collagen and stuff. The reason being is that the winter has the energy of austerity to it. It's a time of sobering, where you don't, it's not time to like eat birthday cake. You just go crazy with your diet. It's a time to shrink it down. Like traditionally, or not historically, plant matter was scarce during the winter, and so, not that I'm into evolution and whatever, but plant matter has been historically scarce. It's supposed to be scarce, and that's the time when we don't eat as much. That's how the earth was designed. We're not designed to be eating bananas in January, unless you're in a tropical climate, and I'm not. I'm in Northern California, where things grow, but it's kind of even this kind of environment is unusual. Anyway, the spirit of the season is austerity, and it's also the season of death, as I call it. Summer is a season of life, or spring maybe too. The winter is a season of death, and I don't advocate or try to eat carnivore for the entire year. And I will probably fast from meat in the spring, to fast from death energy, because the animal flesh contains the energy of death. And I got this from the ancient Indian civilization from, I don't know, a few thousand years BC, right? The great Indian civilization. They're vegetarian, which I don't support, because I've read the Weston A. Price book, and it's pretty hard to argue that you shouldn't eat animal flesh after reading that book. Maybe you're not supposed to eat it year-round, but I think we're supposed to eat animal flesh. But anyway, the ancient great Indian civilization was mostly vegetarian, because they were the last civilization that could see both the spiritual and the physical world. And they actually called the physical world Maya. So before the Indian civilization, like, people could just perceive, that's all they saw was the spiritual world. They didn't see the physical, material world. It hadn't densified. This is according to anthroposophical evolution, not biological evolution that we're schooled to believe from infancy. So at this time in human conscious evolution, we could see both the physical and the spiritual world. And having come from a consciousness where we could only see the spiritual world, these Indians believed that the physical world was Maya, or the illusion. Right? The real world was the spiritual world. And when they saw animals or dead animal flesh, they saw the spirit of death in that food, and so they avoided that. They eat dairy products. Ghee is life is their slogan. Eggs, milk. That has life energy to it, not just the bacterial component, but those are like the egg makes life, and milk is what nourishes life in its infancy. These have life energies, but the flesh itself has dead energy. It has the agony of death in it. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to embrace in the winter, when the season is the season of death. Everything is dying. Right? The leaves are falling off. Everything looks dead. Things are, and that's a necessary process for there to be life. Right? We have to go through death and go to life, right? And come out of it. In the summer, everything is growing and we're back to life, and then it falls back into death. So I'm embracing the spirit, the energy of death in this winter. Now, the other component of it is that I tend to get a noticeable hair benefit when I do a carnivore diet, especially in the winter. I've done it 3 times. I've done it in the winter, I've done it in the spring, and I've done it in the summer, and the best results I've gotten is in the winter. What happens is my hair stops shedding, which it already has. I'm on day 7 or 8. I'm on day 8 carnivore diet, and I've noticed a considerable drop off in the rate of shedding. If you're wondering what this thing is on my head, it's for flattening a beanbag or sandbag that I'm putting on top of my head to flatten the flat area where my hairline is. Let's see, show off that awesome hairline. That's not good. It seems like there's already kind of a boost that I'm getting from the carnivore dieting. My hair still looks terrible, and that's kind of why I'm doing this diet. I really need a hair boost. This is the worst my hair has ever looked. The carnivore diet tends to thicken it back up. It doesn't regrow any temple hair, but it makes the existing hair look better, and that's, I think, because of our animal bodies. Like, you feed a dog the right diet of just purely raw meat and very few vegetables, it gets, its coat will get a different shine or sheen to it. Right? It'll improve the look of its coat, its hair. I think that's the same thing happens to our animal bodies, even though we're embracing the energy of death, which probably has some negative spiritual effects. But I don't think it has that in the winter. I think it's good to embrace the energy of death in the winter. So anyway, I got this sandbag on to flatten out the bulging of the front of my head in order to increase the flat area of my hairline and perhaps retrain my body to grow hairline if the temples aren't so sloped. Right? Somehow flatten it out, then I think I'll grow hair back there. What else did I want to say? Kind of forget. So I'll do the carnivore diet until the equinox. I might do a long fast at the beginning of March to the equinox, just to purge myself from or really embrace the death energy. Right? There's no greater death energy than just starving yourself to death. And some hacky things that I do for carnivore dieting, because I've done this several times now, and I'm getting smarter at it. I did a video on what I eat. Some other things that I do. I don't supplement, like orally. What I will do, because it's really hard to get magnesium on a carnivore diet, and I get like really bad insomnia when I do this diet, and I don't like to do oral magnesium because it just seems like it's like totally industrial processed. So I'll do foot baths, lots of foot baths, daily foot baths, which is just like you put your feet in hot water, and the hot water is mixed with some magnesium compound. Now lately I've been getting the magnesium chloride flakes, which are like ancient seabed salts. So it's like this naturally occurring salt, magnesium rich salt that they get from these ancient seabeds, and you can get these at like Whole Foods and like other like health minded grocery stores. I'll put an affiliate link in the description. Just, you can look at it either if you want to load up your card and buy it online, if you have the compulsion to get everything online, and have at it, but like you really don't have to get this sort of thing online. It's widely available, but you can just see what I use, or buy it, whatever. But yeah, it's totally easy to get these things in the stores. But this type of, and the other thing you do is Epsom salt. That's cheaper, and it's pretty potent stuff. I've been doing the seabed salts because I have an inkling that it's because it's more natural, it's less industrial process. Maybe it's better and provides some additional minerals. And sometimes you can get them you can get the ancient seabed salts with like additional minerals in there. They'll say in the ingredients, trace minerals here and there. Anyway, the other thing I do is enemas, and I've never done that before, but recently, in the last year, I've gotten into enemas. And that's because of the constipation. Like right now I'm in diarrhea mode. I'm still getting diarrhea. I used to think it was a transition from a fiber diet to a fiberless diet, but now I think it's part of the detoxification process. Like, this diet cleans out your gut. Like, plant matter will scrape up your gut and you'll have overgrown bacteria. Not that plant matter is bad, but I think we have to fast from it for a period of time to heal the gut, reset it, and then we can go back to eating plant matter again, which has the energy of life and a lot of other nutrients, including magnesium and energies of the season that we need. We don't want to eat winter squash in the summer because it's got a different energy. The energy of the produce of the season nourishes you in a non-nutritional, non-caloric way. That's my approach to eating. And right now there's not a lot. I mean, I could eat Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. That's a winter food. But I'm trying to do a full reset of the gut. But anyway, as I'm in diarrhea mode, there's not really much of a reason to do enemas, although I have been doing them. I was trying to stay ahead of the diarrhea, and also got a little bit sick, and enemas help with recovery from illness because it helps with the detoxification, helps get things out, right? Sickness is about getting things, or what you experience as the symptoms of illness is the body trying to get stuff out of you, right? Runny nose, coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, sweating, right? Purging of toxins. How can you help get stuff out of the body? One way is to do an enema, the coffee enema in particular, because it helps the liver release toxins and maybe even gallstones, but I'm not so sure about that. At the very least, toxic release from the liver. So I've done some coffee enemas and some water enemas, and especially as the diarrhea transitions to constipation, which usually happens on the carnivore diet, where you're not pooping for days. That's not good. That's the time to do an enema, or do several enemas, every day. You want to get stuff flushed out of your digestive tract. It's purging of the toxins. If you need enema equipment, I'll put another affiliate link for an enema bag or the enema bucket, which is probably better. I have the enema bag. It's like either way, you're using like a tube. And the tube's not metallic, but I mean probably the metal bucket's better. But I don't have a metal bucket. Yeah, if I've sold you on putting a tube up your butt, check out that affiliate link just to get an idea of what to buy if you don't want to buy from that link. And that's all. I just overall how I feel, I got energy because I know what to eat now. You got to mix raw foods with cooked foods. But I also just feel like the energy of death. There's no life in eating. It's almost like fasting, but you're satiated. That's how I feel. It's just death. I don't feel enlivened at all. I don't have any joy really from eating. It's just pure satiation. So I feel like I'm really embracing the energy of death, and maybe that's good, maybe it's not. It's all an experiment. I'm going to work on some sewing projects, develop some things in this regard, help recontour the skull, these sandbags. Make it more sophisticated than just like some old shorts that are ripped up and tied with it's like more ripped shorts, a strip of ripped shorts. Anyway, this video's like it's all.